If you're planning a move to Houston from out of state, picking the wrong suburb can completely ruin your Texas experience. A 20-mile drive on the map looks easy, but in Houston traffic, it can easily turn into a brutal 90-minute daily commute. Most relocation buyers treat North Houston like one giant area, but the reality is that the north and northeast sides are made up of completely different worlds, ranging from luxury master plan forests like the Woodlands to the peaceful country acreage in Magnolia to high-value lakeside communities in Kingwood. Now, I've spent the last 20 years helping families relocate to Houston, and today I'm going to be breaking down the true lifestyle, real commute realities, and the property tax differences across these regions so that you can find the perfect fit and avoid making massive, costly moving mistakes. Before we look at specific neighborhoods, you have to understand the layout of the north side because your daily life here will revolve entirely around three massive highway corridors. First, you have Interstate 45. This is the central spine of North Houston, taking you straight through Spring up to the master plan communities of the Woodlands and out to the booming lake markets of Conroe. Right next to it is the Hardy Toll Road, your absolute best friend if you want to bypass daily commuter traffic to get downtown fast. Second, moving east, you have Highway 59, also known as I-69. This is the northeast corridor that feeds directly into Bush Intercontinental Airport, the lakeside communities of Atascocita, and the massive value hubs in New Caney and Kingwood. And connecting all of these together like a giant outer ring is the Grand Parkway or Highway 99. This tollway is the reason areas like Magnolia and New Caney are exploding because it allows you to zip between the suburbs without ever driving into the city center. Now, the biggest mistake out-of-state buyers make is assuming everyone commutes downtown. North Houston is unique because it has its own massive employment hubs. You have major tech, energy, and healthcare campuses right in the suburbs, like the massive ExxonMobil campus in Spring or the corporate towers in the Woodlands. Where you work dictate which highway corridor you must live on. So, to see how this actually looks on the ground, let's start closest to the city core and work our way out. If minimizing your commute is your absolute number one priority, this first pocket is where you'll want to look. We're talking about historic neighborhoods like Independence Heights and the Fifth Ward. Now, the most important thing to understand geographically is that these areas sit directly inside the 610 loop. In Houston, inside the loop means you are living within the city's urban core circle, hugging the Interstate 45 and Highway 59 corridors. The main reason out-of-state buyers look here is pure location and real estate opportunity. Living inside the loop puts you a mere 5 to 15 minutes from downtown Houston, right next to the trendy shops in the Heights, and less than 20 minutes from the airport. Because these areas are undergoing massive multi-million-dollar urban redevelopment, the inventory here consists heavily of brand new, modern, 3-story detached townhomes and compact single-family builds. You can easily find brand new construction here in the $340,000 to $380,000 price range, which is a massive discount compared to the $600,000 plus price tags just 1 mile away in the established Heights. Even better for your monthly budget because these are older, established urban sectors inside the loop. You don't have to pay suburban mud infrastructure taxes. The total property tax rate here is incredibly low for Houston, sitting right around 2% to 2.1%. But here is the honest truth that you need to know before buying a sight unseen property here, especially in areas like the Fifth Ward. These neighborhoods are transitioning and they vary drastically block by block. You could have a stunning brand new modern build sitting directly next to a home that's been neglected for over 40 years. Additionally, if you have school-aged children, the public school tracks here do not match the top-tier ratings you'll find out further out in the suburbs. While this urban lifestyle, low tax rate, and investment potential is perfect for young professionals or investors, most out-of-state families we work with ultimately decide to trade the short commute for the space and safety of the suburbs. Which brings us straight to the crown jewel of North Houston and the area that generates more relocation phone calls to my office than any part of Texas, the Woodlands. By the way, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to learn everything that there is to know about living here in Houston, Texas, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so that you'll be the first one to learn about living here in Houston. My name is Travis Harris, and my team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you who are looking to make their move here to Houston, and we just absolutely love it. So look, whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, just give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or use the link below to schedule a Zoom appointment, and we'll be happy to help you make that smooth move to Houston. Now let's cross completely out of the urban center and head exactly 30 miles straight north up the Interstate 45 corridor. This brings us to the ultimate powerhouse of North Houston, the Woodlands and Spring. If you've done even 5 minutes of research on moving to Texas, you've heard of the Woodlands. It is consistently voted one of the absolute best master plan communities in the United States because it offers an ultra-luxury self-contained lifestyle. It doesn't look like a concrete city. It is built directly into a dense pine forest where commercial signs are hidden by trees, and you have over 150 miles of running trails connecting established enclaves like Carlton Woods. The Woodlands is divided into massive neighborhoods called villages like Creekside Park, Sterling Ridge, and Cochran's Crossing. It operates as a true live-work-play bubble. You have world-class shopping at Market Street and high-end dining at Hughes Landing, along massive corporate hubs for employers like ExxonMobil and Chevron. But this lifestyle comes with a premium price tag. The median home price in the Woodlands sits around $640,000 to $650,000. Taxes here are generally hover between 2.2 and 2.5%, which includes your county tax, top-rated school districts, and a built-in municipal utility district or MUD tax to pay the local infrastructure. Your commute here from into downtown Houston will average a heavy 35 to 50 minutes, but most residents choose to live here specifically so they never have to leave the bubble. Now, if you love the lifestyle and location of the Woodlands, but your budget doesn't support a $650,000 price tag, you should look immediately south into the city of Spring. Spring is the ultimate value play on the north side. The median home price here drops significantly to around $375,000 to $395,000. Highly sought after communities like Harmony, Falls at Imperial Oaks, and Glenlock Farms put you right along the Grand Parkway 99 tollway. In Spring, you can find a significantly larger, newer construction homes for a fraction of the cost of the Woodlands. But here's the financial catch out-of-state buyers always miss. Because many neighborhoods in Springs are newer developments, their MUD infrastructure taxes are much higher. It is very common to see total tax rates in Spring climb up to 2.8 or even 3.1%. So while you are saving a massive amount of money on the purchase price of the home, your monthly tax bill might be higher than you expect. If you want a manicured, established suburban bubble, this I-45 corridor is perfect. But what if you want more land, fewer restrictions, and a true taste of Texas country living? For that, we have to travel slightly west into the booming country suburban markets of Conroe, Magnolia, and Montgomery. If your main goal is moving to Texas is getting more space, larger yards, and a slower pace of life, this next region is exactly where you want to look. We are moving into the massive country suburban expansion hubs of Conroe, Magnolia, and Montgomery. Let's start with Conroe, which has consistently ranked as one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. Conroe is the ultimate balance between budget, space, and convenience. Highly searched master plan communities here like Grand Central Park, Artavia, and Harper's Preserve give you that clean, manicured suburban feel, but at a much friendlier price point than the Woodlands. The median home price here sits around $350,000 to $360,000, and because many of these neighborhoods sit inside city limits or established districts, tax rates hover beautifully around 2.4 to 2.6%. Now, if you want to trade to the traditional suburban layout for towering pine trees, quiet nature trails, and a larger half-acre lots, you look west into Magnolia. This area gives you a true country lifestyle without sacrificing modern retail convenience thanks to the new Highway 249 tollway extension. Major planned communities like Audubon and Cruston are bringing high-end suburban amenities here, while established neighborhoods like the High Meadow Ranch give you massive acreage properties. Prices vary widely dependent on lot size, but you can expect a median around 420 to 450,000 for new builds. Finally, you have Montgomery, which is easily the most unique market on the north side. This is an upscale historic town sitting directly on the shores of Lake Conroe. It is heavily searched for luxury golf course living and waterfront custom homes in premier gated communities like Bentwater, Walden, and the massive Wood Forest community. Because it feeds into top-tier Montgomery ISD, it draws huge family interest. But out-of-state buyers must understand the major trade-offs of this country suburban lifestyle. First is the commute. A drive to downtown Houston from Magnolia or Montgomery during rush hour will easily take 50 to 75 minutes each way. This region is best suited for remote workers, business owners, or people looking locally in Conroe or the Woodlands. Second is the monthly cost. A premier luxury community like Wood Forest carries a total tax rate hovering around 2.6 to 2.8%, meaning your monthly payment will reflect that premium resort lifestyle. If you love trees, lakes, and wide open spaces, this northwestern pocket is unbeatable. But what if you want high-value neighborhoods, incredible water recreation, and a significantly shorter commute straight down into the city center? For that, we have to pivot completely west into the booming Northeast Houston corridor. Now, looking at all of these different highway corridors, price points, and tax rates on a map can get overwhelming pretty fast. And the truth is, no two out-of-state relocation plans look exactly the same. So if you're trying to figure out which specific pocket actually matches your family's budget, commute tolerances, and school preferences, let's just map it out together. My team and I help families relocate to Houston every single day. You can go to the first link in the description below, right below, to schedule your one-on-one Zoom consultation directly with me. We will look at real-time inventory, pin down your exact commute, and find the perfect neighborhood for your lifestyle. And if you aren't ready to hop on a call just yet, drop me a comment below letting me know, are you leaning more toward the master plan forest vibe of the Woodlands or the open country spaces of Magnolia? I reply to every single comment. Now let's pivot completely over to the east side of the highway map and dive into Northeast Houston. If your main goal here is to find exceptional housing value, top-tier amenities, and a dramatically shorter commute to the airport or downtown, this is the quadrant you need to pay attention to. We have to start with the crown jewel of this sector, Kingwood. Known across Texas as the livable forest, Kingwood is a legendary, massive master plan community. It feels entirely different from newer development because it was designed to preserve the massive nature pine and oak trees. It features over 75 miles of private green trails connecting established, highly stable villages like Kings Point, Kings River, and Bear Branch. Kingwood draws huge out-of-state interest because the median home price sits at an attractive $330,000 to $350,000, allowing you to buy an established, large family home with a mature yard and a massive discount compared to the Woodlands. Even better, because it is in an established area, total property tax rates hover beautifully around 2.3 to 2.6% with minimal remaining infrastructure bonds. Sitting right next to Kingwood is Atascocita, one of the fastest growing suburban markets in the entire Metroplex. Atascocita is the ultimate destination for buyers who want an active outdoor lifestyle right on the water. It hugs the shores of Lake Houston, offering direct access to boating, fishing, and premier golf course living communities like Walden on Lake Houston and Kings Lake Estates. If you want a newer, highly amenitized neighborhood, massive developments here like Eagle Springs, The Groves, and Balmoral, which features a massive world-class 2-acre crystal clear lagoon, are top choices. Median prices in Atascocita hover around $325,000 to $345,000. However, watch those tax bills. Newer master plan communities here like Balmoral or The Groves carry higher MUD taxes that can push your total tax rate up to 3.1 to 3.3%. The payoff? A phenomenal commute. From Kingwood and Atascocita, you are looking at just 15 to 25 minutes to Bush Intercontinental Airport and a highly manageable 30 to 40 minutes straight down Highway 59 into downtown Houston. Finally, if you want to get ahead of the path of progress and maximize your future home equity, you look just north of Lake Houston into New Caney. This area is experiencing an absolute real estate explosion. Driven entirely by the expansion of the Grand Parkway 99 Tollway and the massive Valley Ranch Entertainment and Retail District, New Caney has transitioned from a rural outpost into a powerhouse modern suburb. Massive new master plan communities like Tabola offer brand new modern construction homes with resort-style community pools and lazy rivers. Median home prices sit right around $290,000 to $315,000, making it one of the most affordable places to buy brand new home constructions in the entire Houston area. Just keep in mind that because this infrastructure is brand new, total tax rates here frequently land between 3% and 3.4% due to the new mud bonds. Finally, let's look at two communities that are completely off the radar for most out-of-state relocation buyers, but absolutely deserve your attention. We're diving into the eastern edge of the Northeast Corridor, Crosby and Mont Belvieu. Let's start with Crosby. If your goal is to find a quiet, semi-rural, slower-paced life with exceptionally low entry pricing, Crosby is your absolute best value play. It sits just east of the San Jacinto River, offering massive lots and a peaceful country atmosphere. The clear standout community here is Newport, a massive established master plan development featuring its own private golf course, lake access, and river parks. The affordability here is unmatched. The median home price in Crosby sits at around $245,000 to $265,000. Even better, because Crosby bypasses the heavy infrastructure bonds of the central suburbs, property tax rates hover beautifully at just 2.1% to 2.3%. Your commute down to downtown employment centers will take roughly 35 to 45 minutes, making it a highly practical option for budget-conscious families. Now, if you want to find the absolute biggest hidden gem in the entire greater Houston region, you cross the country line into Mont Belvieu. This area is experiencing an incredible explosion of wealth and relocation interest, driven heavily by its proximity to massive local petrochemical and energy employment corridor. The number one reason families fight to move here is the school district, Barbers Hill ISD. It is legendary in Texas for having elite academic and athletic funding, frequently ranking as one of the best public school tracts in the state. High-end new construction communities like Riceland are currently transforming Mont Belvieu into a true luxury suburban destination. But because of this hyper-local demand, pricing here reflects a premium. The median home price has climbed to right around $390,000 to $420,000 for new home construction. However, here is the absolute best financial surprise for an out-of-state buyer. Because of the massive industrial and commercial tax base funded by the nearby energy corporations, Mont Belvieu has some of the lowest property tax rates in the state of Texas. Total tax rates here, even for brand new construction, sit at an astonishingly low 2% to 2.1%. You get elite schools and modern custom homes with a tax rate normally reserved for old urban sectors. The trade-off, if you need to commute downtown to Houston daily, it is a straight shot west down Interstate 10, but it will take you a solid 45 to 55 minutes in traffic. But for the families moving here, trading the commute for elite schools and rock bottom tax rates is a complete no-brainer. So after everything we've covered today, let's look at the final numbers so that you can decide which area actually fits your life. If minimizing your commute is your priority, look inside 610 Loop at Independence Heights or the 5th Ward. You can grab brand new construction here at around $350,000 with a low tax rate of 2.1%. If you're looking for Houston's premier master plan forest lifestyle, it's hard to beat the Woodlands. Homes average $650,000 with a stable 2.3% tax rate. If you want similar northern conveniences at a more approachable price point, Spring and Conroe deserve a serious look with averages under $390,000. Just watch out for the newest suburban mud taxes, which can spike up to 3.1%. If your dream is more land, more privacy, and a slower pace, Magnolia and Montgomery are exactly what you're looking for. New homes average $430,000, giving you a massive acreage yards and top-tier school districts. If family-friendly lakeside living and mature trees are important, Kingwood and Atascocita sit at a massive value discount at around $335,000 with highly manageable 2.4% taxes. And if elite public schools and low property taxes are your main priorities, don't overlook Mont Belvieu. Homes average $400,000, but the local commercial tax base keeps your property tax rate at an astonishingly low 2%. At the end of the day, there is no single perfect north or northeast Houston suburb. The best area depends entirely on your budget, your commute, your lifestyle, your school requirements, and what's most important to you and your family. Because as you've seen throughout this video, North and Northeast Houston aren't just one place. They're completely different lifestyles. And that's exactly what my team and I help families navigate every single day. If you're thinking about relocating to Houston from out of state, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email, or use the link below to schedule a Zoom meeting anytime. We get calls every single day from people just like you who are looking to make sense of this massive market, and we absolutely love helping you handle the entire move. And if you made it this far with me, drop me a comment below and tell me which North Houston area is officially your favorite. I reply to every single comment, and I love to hear your thoughts. Now, if you realize that the north side isn't quite what you're looking for and you want to explore the south and southwest side of the metro area instead, be sure to catch this next video here titled Living in Houston, Texas, Sugarland versus Pearland versus Sienna. And until next time, we hope to show you around town.